Well, hello there, and this is Auntie. And I am here with my review of Love in Paradise, the Caribbean, Season 1, Episode 3, Meet the Family.
Everybody needs a sweet old auntie. Everybody needs
with a whoop whoop and a boop boop.
auntie that everybody needs.
You can make this up.
Now, you know that these are some crazy motherfuckers.
Everybody needs a sweet old auntie.
So why even bother?
Aunties and lives, sweet old auntie. Aunties and ways. Are you okay? Are you okay?
Well, hello, everybody, again, and this is Auntie. If this is your first time being here, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And to all of my new subscribers, thank you all so much for joining the family. To all of my nieces and nephews who have been here with me for the long haul, thank you all so much for your continued support. I'm hoping that you all hear me clearly. Okay, I'm sitting back some. My mic was giving me some feedback. So moderators, please let me know if you can hear me clearly. Thank you so much. Thank you in advance. If I had to rate this episode of Love in Paradise, Season 1, Episode 3, Meet the Parents, I probably would rate this episode a C-. I thought it was just okay. I don't want to say that it was a filler episode, but it really came close to being a filler episode for me. So again, if my moderators, okay, thank you. So let's get started. This couple right here, this young lady, I don't understand her. So let me tell you what happened, and then we'll unpack it. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. So this young lady has made a decision that she is going to go over here and give all these ultimatums to Steven. She has been in this relationship with him for 3 years, going back and forth from Miami, from New York to Barbados to be with him. And this trip, she has a goal in mind of having him propose to her. She's trying to push something on this man. Now, this particular episode, we see her and him go and pick up we see them at the hotel. And he says, we had a rough night last night. And so she was like, what do you mean? And he was like, you broke the lampshade. So the camera pans into the lampshade and she broke it. She said that she was feeling, acrobatic. Okay. And she doesn't even remember breaking the lampshade. So that must have been some wow love making right there. He says that he's tired, but they're venturing out to go and spend time with the daughter. He indicated that when his daughter thinks of her, talks to him, oftentimes she'll ask about her, right? Martine. She asks about her from time to time. So he knows that his daughter has taken a liking to this young lady. And so they go and they pick up the daughter from his parents' house because he shares custody with the baby's mother. But this particular night, I guess she took her over to the grandparents' house because maybe that's their drop-off point. I don't know. And so they go over to the house and picks her up. She runs out. She's 6 years old, 6 or 9, one of them. And she runs out and she jumps up in her arms. And she said, "Oh, you passed your daddy." So they're going to see monkeys. And the little girl is excited. She's adorable. And she wants to go and see the monkeys with daddy and his girlfriend. And so he indicated that this is the only woman that he is taken to see or his daughter or introduced to his daughter. So that doesn't mean that there are not other women in Stephen's life. It just means that this is the only woman that he's made a decision to go and meet his daughter. Okay. So he definitely sees this relationship as different. So while they're at the monkey refuge or zoo or whatever they are, she starts talking to the daughter about wanting to have siblings and them being married. And so she said, "Do you want to see me with your daddy?" She says, "Yes." "Do you want me to live here?" The little girl says, "Yes." And he's like, "What are you saying to her?" So she whispers into the little girl's ear and she tells the little girl, "Tell your daddy he's got to have a real big ring." So when Stephen goes to ask, what did she say? The little girl said, "This is ladies talk." And I thought that was just adorable, just cute, 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 cute. And so he is annoyed because he said that, she's putting allowing the daughter to be involved in their relationship. I agree with him 100%. And I think that people who don't have children don't know the effect that this has on little children, because you get their hopes up, you get them imagining different things that just very well may not pan out. And so, he's annoyed at that. And so was Auntie. Okay, Stephen, in case you're looking, I was annoyed about that too. And I think that shows a lack of maturity from her. Okay. And, even as parents, right, that with the same biological parents in, and there's a sensitivity that there's certain things that you cannot discuss with or around your children. And he recognizes that, but she damn sure doesn't. And that is a very toxic mixture, in my opinion, right? She needs to make sure that, she's not playing with this little girl's emotions about what could be. Don't lock the daddy into making promises, empty promises to a child that you cannot keep. So anyway, she starts talking to him about whether or not he wants children. She said that she wants children, and she assumed that because he had this baby by the baby mama, that he would want to have a baby by her too. What a horrible assumption. Because he has this baby and they're split, it may be the very reason why he may not want to have a relationship, another baby. But she assumed because he had one, he wanted another one with her. What kind of thinking is this? So anyway, she goes on and she, he says he eventually may want a baby, but right now he doesn't. He is still young and she's young, and she's saying that if he doesn't want a baby with her, it's unfair. Then move on. Move on, beloved. This is not the only man in the world. This may be the man that you think that you currently are in love with, but this just may not be the man. Stephen indicated that she came over there with a whole list of life-changing or life-altering or life decisions that she wants him to answer. He said if she's going to pull one out the hat every day, this is going to be a long trip. So they leave there and everything, and they go back, and now he has to meet her parents. And she said that her parents were Haitian or are Haitian, and that they, came to, this country for a better life. And they worked their fingers to the bone, and they made, a career and a life for themselves and for their children. And because of that struggle, they have high expectations of their kids. They want their children to make the best out of the opportunity that they have afforded them by coming to this country and hustling, for this. Okay. And so as a result of that, she's studied hard and found her a career and all of this kind of stuff. But yet and still, she is hooked up with a DJ in Barbados. So she now wants him to meet her parents, and they're meeting over the phone. And so over Skype. And so her parents, when she logs on with her parents, her whole personality changes. She's this good, innocent girl. I'm sure that the parents are now looking at this show and looking at their daughter and how she is conducting herself with this young man and wondering and thinking, what the hell happened? Like she flipped to just this little innocent girl. I guess that's how people act in front of their parents. And so anyway, the parents are dressed up in their Sunday best or business attire, suit and tie. Okay. They ready to meet this Stephen. And so she's on the phone with her parents and she's making small talk. And the mother was like, well, where's Stephen? So Stephen comes into the room and he meets the parents and they're not impressed. And the mother's like, Now, the mother looked like she was in a lean back mode, right? Like she was in a Corvette with the seat pulled all the way back. And, they're really, they're sizing him up from what they can see, over Skype. And of course, he's nervous. He introduces himself. He says hello and all of that kind of stuff. And she leaves him out there to dry. It's just like she dropped him off and then she's not backing up anything. So anyway, she didn't prep her parents and tell her parents what this guy did because they asked him, what did he do for a living? And he said that he was a DJ. And so the parents was like, the mother was like, She picked him, Mom. She picked him. Your daughter, who is putting on these airs that she's such an innocent young woman and all of that kind of stuff, and she's educating and highfalutin, picked the DJ in Barbados. She didn't even pick a DJ in the United States. She picked a DJ in a different, I see, what I can't. So the father said that, he did not feel like that was a grown-up job or that was a job that he can make a career out of. And I differ with the father. Now, here in the United States, we know that DJs, make a lot of money, right? And that they oftentimes become famous if they hook up with the right people. It's not, a DJ like back in the day, just doing local barbecues. There are DJs who make a lot of money, okay, for real. And so he was like, but Martine, she likes it, right? She likes all of the glitz and the glamour and the celebrity that comes with that. And he felt like she had just left him out there in the dark. When the parents was asking him questions, she wouldn't say anything about it. The parents asked him, what did he see the future, what did he see in their future? And he said, I don't know. That's a conversation for her and I to have. And she was like, well, why can't he figure this out? Why doesn't he know what he wants to do with this relationship? I don't think that it's the fact that he doesn't love her, right, or have feelings for her. But I think this sudden push and not having any time to think or prepare for it, it's just a little bit too much for him. And he's wondered he mentioned that he wondered why he had never met her parents. And so it was like, she was ashamed to kind of introduce him to the parents, if you will. I'm going to change the screen, so I need to put my glasses on. Hey, everybody. Yeah, he said, right. And he said that all day, he goes to the gym. And she said that, that shouldn't be, that was a bad answer. But guess what? It was a truthful answer. The next couple that I want to talk about is Mark and Kay. Mark and Kay are older, more mature couple. Mark said that he lost Kay the first time and he's not going to lose her again. And so, he's over there in Panama with her, and they are having a great time. They get up in the morning, and, they both talk about how good their encounter was with one another. And I'm like, okay, well, let's move it on. I must say that the two of them are a very nice looking couple together. I must say that. I think that they complement each other in many, many ways. Mark, of course, is looking for something more serious with Kay, and he wants her to move to the United States to live with him in California. And Kay is living her best life. And so the two of them go jet skiing with one another. And, they have an hour excursion. And so they get to another side of the island, looks like. And they're sitting, on the sand, and they begin to have a conversation. The only reason why, they decided they're going to have a conversation. During this conversation, he asked her about, what are her future plans and why she doesn't plan for her life. Why does she just live day by day? She told him, because I died. She indicated that she was on some drug called ketamine, and I did not look that up, but she said that she was on ketamine. She said everything she did in her life was hooked to that drug. She said she did not move without that drug. She even mentioned waking up like 3 o'clock in the morning and taking that drug. She said everything she did was that drug. And so when she got to the point where she was going through rehabilitation, she called him and he came over and moved with her. She told him that she loves him, but she said, don't rush me. She doesn't want to be rushed into a relationship. So the two of them decide that they're going to go into town and have dinner. While they're getting off of the jet skis, Mark meets one of his friends. The friend was nosy as hell. He asked so many cotton freaking questions, I thought that he was interrogating him. I was like, this is just too many questions that he's asking about his relationship with Kay. At first, I was thinking maybe he wants a relationship with Kay. But Mark quickly told him that the relationship that I have with Kay is a don't ask, don't tell. He said because the two of them met in another country, that he doesn't want to know who she's dating. He doesn't want to know who she's dating, and she doesn't want to know who he's dating because it's too heavy of a burden for them to carry. They love one another. The relationship is what it is. But he does, however, want to move in another direction with her. And so he knows that there is going to have to be a conversation that he's going to have with her. Also, he indicated that she was married to someone and they only stayed married for 1 year. And he wants to know, excuse me, y'all, what happened in that marriage and why it only lasted 1 year. She has made it very clear and very clear to him that she is not going to be tied down right now, that she is going to enjoy him. She's living life one day at a time, because she said that, she doesn't know if she's going to be here tomorrow. And the thing that I like about Kay is that she is completely honest with him. And I like it that, I like the fact that the two of them also have an opportunity to really say what is on their mind. This particular couple right here, last week they got on my nerve, and bitch, this week they did too. Amber has left the United States and she is over in Costa Rica with Daniel. Now, y'all remember that Daniel was supposed to get his K-1 visa paperwork done, and of course he didn't. He indicated to Amber when she got over there that all of a sudden now, he quit his job because the only way that he could go on file for the K-1 visa is to quit his job, because having a job and going to, whoever or wherever he has to go in order to get this visa it's too hard for him to do and have a job as well. So now it's the next day and she's angry with him, right? Because now she's totally taking care of everything with no hopes of him ever having a job. Because when she was in the United States, he had indicated that he was working again, but she was paying his rent. He was asking for cell phones and just all kinds of stuff. And so she's actually taking care of her household in the United States, in his household with his brother, okay, in Costa Rica. Now, I knew that he had a brother and him and his brother came over, but I guess in my mind, I didn't think that she's taking care of both him and his brother. Because if they pay him rent and they half and a half in this book, then she should only be paying half of the rent. She goes to meet his brother, David. Okay. And she's like, I'm excited about meeting him and everything, you know, woo-de-woo-de-woo. The brother comes into the restaurant and they're sitting there and Daniel was like, well, you know, she doesn't speak our language. We don't speak hers. I speak a little bit of English. And so, but my brother and her find a way to communicate. Yeah, bitch, through you. So anyway, y'all, this irritating ass show this week. She's sitting at the table and she's talking to him about, you know, life in America and asking him. She had asked him before they got to the restaurant, Daniel, dear, have you and your brother talked about how he's going to do living on his own and all that kind of stuff? And he's like, well, no, we haven't really had the conversation. Damn, if they didn't. When they got to that cotton freaking restaurant and she started talking about the K-1 visa process and about the things that he need to do, come to find out, he has made a decision that he wants to not only bring himself to the United States with his unemployed ass, but he also wants to bring his brother and his mother. Now, Amber is sitting there thinking, I wonder if he is using me for the K-1 visa. Bitch, what do you think? He said that he has been working. This was the part that tripped me out. He said that he wants his brother to come to the United States because he wants him to have a better life. And he indicated that he's been working hard as hell to get them to America. What he means is he's been working hard on Amber. Amber is their ticket. I don't know how this is going to end. I don't know if Amber's going to wake up and realize that this mofo is completely and totally using her for a green card. The writing is on the wall. Let me tell you something, Amber. If you think it, it is. If you think that he's using you, he is. She said, we've had these conversations. You never told me that you want your family over. You haven't even done what you need to do for your own K-1 visa. And you talk about your fucking family. I'm coming over on the K-1 visa. She said, who's going to do that? And she said, and this vacation is supposed to be about us. What is this vacation going to be about us? He said, it is about us. She said, it's not about us. You talk about your damn family, Daniel. Daniel is sitting there looking like the little boy he is. He is a user, in my opinion, and he is totally taking this American woman for bad. And she is absolutely, totally allowing him to do so. I hope she's not stupid enough to bring him over here. If she is, heaven forbid, because he has already put it out on the table because he doesn't have enough sense not to do so. He need to fucking be like Natalie. Play it off. Fake it until you get married at least and get your ass over there. This man is completely not interested in her at all. In the previews from next week, she goes into a bar and he all up in a bitch's face. Amber, you are being used, girl. You are in danger. You in danger. This man don't care anything about her. She's like, well, why don't you just think about me? Why can't it just be about me? Because it's about him getting to America. Duh. What part of that you not understanding? Y'all, I gotta fix this. What part of that are you not understanding that this mofo don't give a damn about? Oh my God. Like you talk about being obvious. He's obvious. Again, because he's ignorant. He's not. He not smart enough to even fake it out because he's so dumb. And hold on, y'all. He's so dumb. Can I just take a damn minute? Let me take a minute. Let me take a minute and get myself together for this couple right here. I just got to take a breath. Boy, if Miss Karen did not wear me out, I don't know how many of y'all are looking at this. Damn, I can see that in. She said, that's why I am divorcing mines from Morocco, bitch. Bitch. Are you serious? I see them flags. This girl right here, her and Miss Karen wore me the fuck out. Her and Miss Karen. You can't make Sherlon responsible for the dumbass thing that your daughter did. Miss Karen. Boo, I know you mean well, but you got on my damn nerve. You moving from chair to chair, you dragging chair, chaise lounge across the damn sand. Miss Karen, you wore me out, boo. And I know that you love your daughter, but your daughter went over there and had sex with a mofo, and because the mofo is not going to change his way of life to accommodate her, all of a sudden he a deadbeat. How about you a deadbeat? Yeah, I said it, Aryanna. I said it. In my opinion, you the one that brought this on yourself. Her mother said, I think that you are imagining stuff and you got rose-colored glasses on. You goddamn right. Because Sherlon don't give a damn about no 90-day K1 visa. He don't want to marry you. He is living his best life. He said over in the Jamaica, they say, yeah, man, no, don't worry, man. Everything's going to be okay. No, man, don't worry, man. Sherlon is living his best life. We opened up this episode with her on the beach with her mother and her sisters. It almost makes me sick to my stomach to talk about this girl. Auntie, you gotta get it together. This girl is sitting on the beach with her mother, and her sisters. She says that she's been having a great time with Sherlon in Jamaica. She sits down on the chaise now, and Sherlon has taken time out of his day to come and be with her. She sits down and she has suntan lotion. And she's got the show suntan lotion. She's, getting ready to put it on herself. She sits down because she's got, the pregnancy feet. When your feet swell up and everything from the sodium and all of that kind of stuff. Sherlon asks her, would you like me to rub the suntan lotion on you? On your back? On you? She says, yes, on my back. So he gets the suntan lotion. He squirts it on his hand. She said, don't make it sexual. Rub me like my father. Sherlon said, how do you make rubbing suntan lotion on somebody sexual? Do you know how many tourists have come over there and Sherlon has rubbed suntan lotion on them? Big, fat, skinny, black, white, male, female. Like Sherlon knows how to rub on damn suntan lotion without getting aroused. Your family don't see no chemistry between you because you're shutting the chemistry down. He's being a gentleman. So she's talking to Sherlon and she's making little small talk because she doesn't really know what to say. She doesn't know him and he don't know her. They say that they didn't talk about, they haven't really sat down and buckled down and talked about the K1 visa process because she says that he doesn't have the ability to talk about the serious things. But here you got the mofo right in your face and you won't talk about it. So she leaves and then Sherlon comes. Sherlon is chilling and he comes Miss Karen dragging the chase. Can I sit here? He says, sure, Miss Karen. So how you doing? How's everything going? He like, everything's going good, Mon. She said, well, I wanted to ask you some questions. He said, well, that's why you're here, for us to get to know one another. She said, so, what are your intentions, with my daughter? Do you plan on coming over to see the birth of the baby? He said, well, right now the embassy is closed due to COVID. And if I can, I will have to try to get me a visitor visa, a visitor's visa, a tourist visa to come over there. She said, well, what about the K1 visa? He said, well, I don't know about the K1 visa. The K1 visa, the stipulations is that you have to get married 90 days after you get there. And we haven't talked about that, meaning, i.e., I didn't propose to her and tell her that I didn't want to marry her, that I wanted to marry her. What the fuck? So the mother was like, so so how are you going to see the birth? He said, I'll be able to, hopefully I'll be able to see it virtually, Skype, or you can stream the birth. She said, yeah, but that's not the same as you being there. He said, yeah, I understand, but something is better than nothing. Sherlon, you better go ahead and use your damn intelligence. He already told her that the embassy is closed. Because we don't know when this was taped. So this may have been right. You know what I'm saying? We know that it had to be during COVID because they had the mask on their face when they were in the airport. So we know that this is probably, in her area, it was snowing. So evidently this was maybe filmed in the winter. I don't know, bitch. So Sherlon doesn't want to come over there under false pretense on a 90-day fiancé visa. She ain't even discussed it with him. She don't know nothing about it. When she talks to her mother later on, she says, well, maybe we need to go and see a lawyer or something and find out about the K1 visa. She don't know her damn self. He hasn't even proposed to her. She wants him to rub suntan lotion on her like her father would. She's ashamed of Sherlon in front of her family. Ashamed to be intimate with him in any way. She insecure than a mother about her weight and about what she looks like. She's a mess. Her mother said, now I just want to know that my grandbaby's going to be taken care of. This man said that seeing my baby be born will be the happiest day of my life. Allegedly, he has no children. This is his first child. He's happy about the relationship. He said that he can't have the difficult conversations with her because of her hormones. The mother said that she needs help. And since I'm going to be the one who's going to be the pseudo daddy, I have a right to know what's going on. He said, no, what's going on between Aryanna and I is between us. You goddamn right, Sherlon. It absolutely is. And a mother, regardless, doesn't have a right to know, because you didn't have a right to know when your daughter was up there with her legs up in the air over there in Jamaica. And then she's going to have a conversation with her mother and then tell her mother that she assumed that everything that she has thought about this relationship between her and Sherlon, she assumed it. She didn't ask the man nothing. I think that he wants to be with me. I think that he wants to do this. Well, maybe I'm going to end up being one of those typical moms who has a child with a deadbeat father. I don't see nothing being deadbeat about Sherlon. This man is excited about it, but he's not faking the funk for you and your mother. You assume that he wanted to marry you, and he doesn't. And she said, I don't want to bring him over here and make him miserable, and ruin his life. Yes, the fuck you do. Because instead of you looking for him, another way for him to come over, you want him to come over on a K-1 visa and marry you. And that is not what he wants. And just because you had a baby doesn't mean that you have to be married. Where the fuck y'all come from with that 1950, 1960 mentality that because you get pregnant by somebody and you bring back a live souvenir, that he got to be the one over there polishing the bitch? You should have thought about all of that before you went over there and had unprotected sex with him. I'm sorry. Now, you may not like what I'm saying. Some of y'all may not like what I'm saying. Put it in the comment section. At the end of the day, it is what it is with her ass. You can't force somebody to marry you because you got pregnant. And because he does not want to marry you, but wants to have a part in his baby's life, now he a deadbeat if he don't do it the way you want him to do it. No, it don't work like that, sweetie. It doesn't work like that. Her and Miss Karen got on my nerve. But one thing that Miss Karen realized, Miss Karen said, you know what? I realized, honey, you got rose-colored glasses on. You ain't did your homework. You got me and your sisters over here, honey, thinking that you got this relationship with this man. And while she does have a relationship with him, and he's very generous and he's sweet and he's caring towards her, he don't want to be married. And then the assumption, the arrogance of some Americans to think that this is the life that everybody want to live. That everybody that is living in a foreign country is dreaming to be in America. That's an assumption. And it's an assumption not based on facts. Because I have not seen anybody except for Daniel even want to be here. They're living in paradise. And they've made a career in a living. And they are just fine being on the islands. They've made a life. And so that's very arrogant to make that assumption that Sherlon is just dying to get to the United States. Sherlon and this family got a business, and he working on a swingers resort. Bitch, he living a life. And if it's true that he doesn't have any kids, he's been responsible with swinging his thing. Y'all. Because ain't like he an old mother, okay? Ain't like he young. He an old mofo. And for him to be doing what he doing and he ain't got no kids, you the first one? Now, I don't know if some's going to come out the closet about it. And we're going to find out later on that he does have kids. But it's just a very, it's just very arrogant of her to think that. And to accuse him of being a deadbeat dad. They're happy in their countries. Big fish in a little pond is what my Bahamian friends used to say. Okay. Okay. She get on my nerve. She's a dumb girl, in my opinion. She's just very immature. Anyway, y'all, that's why this episode got a C minus. I was generous and didn't get this bitch a D. I was very generous and did not give it a D. But just based on her story alone, it needed a D. Because this girl got her mother and them over there on false pretense, boo. And they don't even know it. Anyway, thank you all so much for being here. This is a new show. People have not caught on yet. But you know what? We're going to keep swinging with this mofo. I thank all of y'all for watching it. Even if you're not watching the show on Discovery Plus, I thank you all so much for just coming over and looking at it with me, right? Like I really, really do appreciate it. Thank you to all of my moderators who keep the chat nice and safe. And I will talk to you all soon. This is my review. I rated it a C minus. Let me know in the comment section what you rated this piece. Love y'all. Bye, y'all.